My dear audiences, my name is Wang Muyun, a senior high school student from Chengdu, Sichuan. In this video, I will discuss some causes of conflicts that humans are facing between food demand and supply, and identify several solutions to the problem and my own critical opinions upon them. Hope you enjoy the video. The causes of food shortage. Number 1. Population growth. This should be the most obvious causes of food shortage. Number 2. Individual income rising. This will increase the need and demand of the world's agricultural resources, since people are having a higher standard of living. Particularly, the demand of meat will increase, which is also responsible for the food shortage. Meat production is relatively energy inefficient, since animals are fed with food crops. The area required for production of animal feed is approximately 1/3 of all arable land. And during this production, food waste and loss will always exist and worsen the food shortage. The waste and loss of food have many aspects. For example, according to the database, by 2050, the yearly use of cereals for non-food use represents 4,350 billion kilocalories, which will translate into about 1 million kilocalories a year needed per person. And the amount of fish currently discarded at sea could alone sustain more than a 50% increase in agricultural production. The existing solutions: hybrid rice and sea rice. In 1973, a Chinese scientist, Yuan Longping, successfully cultivated a kind of hybrid rice which yield 20% more per unit than that of common rice. In 2016, he developed a kind of sea rice which is able to grow in saline alkaline soil in Qinghai and can reap an additional 50 million metric tons of grain per year, enough to feed 200 million people. Solar electric light farm greatly improved food production in arid village in West Africa by combining two technologies, solar power and drip irrigation. According to the record, each of 3 solar drip systems could now supply an average of 1.9 tons of produce per month, even during the 6-month dry season. The possible solutions: finding alternative feed resources. One way to increase food supplies is to develop alternatives to cereals to improve feed efficiency. Because cereals take up too many lands as non-food crops, there are 3 alternatives under research: cellulose, the most abundant biological material in the world; seaweed and algae, which are not fully exploited; keep environment. Another possible solution is to develop diversified and resilient eco-agriculture system that provide critical ecosystem services such as water supply and regulation, habitat for wild plants and animals, adequate food to meet local and consumer needs, and so on. Additionally, new strategies are needed to respond to the daunting environmental challenges posed by climate change mitigation and adaptation, water scarcity, biodiversity loss, and so on. Personally speaking, I support this idea of protecting the environment, although it seems to be an indirect solution, because the environment actually affects food production through its role in water, nutrients, soils, climate, and weather, and so on. An ecosystem also determines the quality of available cropland, yields, and harvests in long-term effects. For example, the increase in fisheries is the primary factor in increasing food supply in many regions in Africa and Southeast Asia. However, the environmental problems such as habitat damage and eutrophication become major threats to coastal marine fisheries, and the decline in fisheries will have a major impact on the livelihood of hundreds of millions of people. On the other hand, the increase in crop production is mainly due to increased irrigation and fertilizer use nowadays. However, this may change in the future towards more reliance on cropland expansion at the cost of biodiversity and a stable ecosystem. All in all, solving the problem between food supply and demand requires a consideration of a long-term development. Only protecting the environment becomes the prerequisite. Can other solutions be efficient?